Assets that are making people rich. What is one thing that all rich people have in common? No, this isn't the beginning of a joke or riddle. The answer is an easy one: assets. All rich people have valuable assets, and they have lots of them. But what are assets exactly? According to dictionary.com, assets are defined as items of ownership convertible into cash, total resources of a person or business, cash, notes, accounts receivable, securities, inventories, goodwill, fixtures, machinery, or real estate. A simpler definition from Investopedia describes an asset as anything of value or a resource of value that can be converted into cash. Essentially, assets are anything you could potentially sell for a profit. But rich people don't just stick to one asset or category of asset. They are well versed in the art of assets and know how to maximize their value. The great thing about assets is that most are accessible. Even if you don't have any assets quite yet, you can gain some as soon as today. But don't rush off to purchase a house. Do your homework first and start with this list of assets that are making people rich every single day. Number 1. Stocks. A 2018 Gallup poll revealed that 37% of Americans aged 35 and under said they owned stocks. In contrast, 61% of people over the age of 35 reported that they did own stocks at the time. Stocks may be a mysterious abstract concept to many, but it doesn't have to be. Learning some basic knowledge of the stock market is worth the investment of both time and money, since it is a passive source of income that can pay off big time. The best way to get rich off of stock market investments is to stay consistent. Contribute chunks of money to your stock portfolio every year to keep beefing up your final payout, which will grow more quickly than you think. Let's say you make an initial stock investment of $3,000, and then you invest $500 every month afterwards. If your interest rate is 6%, an average rate of return for most investments, your assets will grow to over $523,000 after 30 years. If you double those investments to $1,000 per month, your end amount will be $1,027,000. Don't fall for the hype or rush into an investment simply because it seems flashy or has a sudden rise at the moment. Do your homework on that stock and consult a financial advisor to help you get started. Number 2. Bonds. While stocks and bonds are closely associated with each other, there are some key differences that deserve to be called out. Bonds fall under the umbrella of fixed income securities. An investor loans a certain amount of money, called the principal, to a government or company for a fixed amount of time. During that time, the investor receives interest payments on the principal amount, and these interest payments are called the yield. When the fixed amount of time is reached, the bond has reached maturity, and the principal amount is paid back to the investor. Bond investors can profit from these interest payments, or they can generate capital gains. Rather than waiting for the principal to be paid back when the bond reaches maturity, the bond investor can sell their bond through a broker. They wait for the value of the bond to increase before selling it off for a capital gain and pocket the extra cash. Number 3. Index funds. Index funds are another way to play the stock market safely. Well, to avoid most of the volatility anyway. An index is a quantifiable measure of the performance of stock prices in a larger security market. An index fund is a type of mutual fund that tracks or matches a particular market index. Simply put, index funds don't try to earn higher returns than other market averages or beat the market. Index funds buy stock-ins from every firm within a certain index. So, your investment follows the trend of the index rather than the trend of one particular company. The principle of index funds is that your investment grows slowly but steadily over time, rather than ballooning up and down like it would with individual stocks. You won't see a sudden influx of cash, but you won't be hurting if one stock takes a nosedive either. Index funds are also cheaper to manage since they don't require as much work as other managed accounts. The fees are very low and you don't have to pay someone to watch the market, make calls on what stocks to buy, or study financial trends. Index funds aren't a get-rich-quick solution, but they are a get-rich-eventually method. Number 4. Real estate. Alright, hold on. I know we've all seen the ads trying to bait you into a free seminar about finding fortune in real estate. But don't let those few bad apples ruin the whole bushel. Real estate, when it's done right, is a worthy investment and has made thousands of people wealthy. Since this is not a late-night infomercial, allow me to be candid. While many people have struck it big with real estate, there are also plenty of people who haven't. You will need to be smart, and you will need to be cautious when you invest in real estate. You can't just charge right into it. There are a few different ways you can get rich via real estate. One of the most popular ways is by flipping houses. Flipping houses, or fix and flip, requires a lot of skill and a lot of know-how since you are literally buying a rundown property and transforming it into an attractive home. However, flipping houses has the potential to make a hefty payday when all is said and done. The easiest way to get rich with real estate? Just buy a piece of property and wait for it to appreciate in value. Easy as that. As long as they are well maintained, the value of real estate properties appreciates without you having to do a thing. Sure, a renovation or update helps that appreciation increase faster, but if you're looking for an easy way to invest, this is the way to do it. Plenty of wealthy people buy pieces of property, hold on to them for a few years, then sell them again for a profit. It requires some upfront capital to get started, but it's one of the easiest ways to turn a profit. Number 5. Real Estate Investment Trust, REITs. If you like the idea of investing in real estate, but don't like the idea of wielding a sledgehammer or investing hundreds of thousands of dollars immediately, REITs are the way to go. A real estate investment trust is a company that manages or owns income-generating real estate, then distributes the dividends among investors. REITs are similar to stocks in that an investor chooses a trust to invest in. The real estate investor contributes an amount of money to a REIT, and then the trust determines where that money will be allocated. Often, several investors or shareholders are funding a REIT, and they all get a small but reliable piece of the pie every month. Investing in REITs can be hugely profitable since you can invest in multiple properties at once and therefore diversify your portfolio. You will have to trust that the REIT will make good decisions, but you can sit back and relax once you've invested your share. They call all the shots for you. Number 6. Starting a business. Starting your own business is a broad concept, but that's how many of the world's most successful people became moguls of their industries. Rather than working with another business and busting their rear ends to make someone else's dream business come to life, they started their own. We live in a time where starting your own business is easier than ever, particularly if it's an online business idea. There will be plenty of trial and error, early mornings, and sleepless nights, but the reward is worth it. Becoming wealthy by doing something you love? What could be better? As you consider what kind of business you want to start, play to your strengths and look for industries with high demand. Some great business ideas to start with are blogging and freelance writing, website design, social media marketing, launching an e-commerce website, or becoming a business and life coach. The possibilities are endless, and so is the potential reward. Number 7. Patents and trademarks. While similar, there are some distinctions between trademarks and patents. A patent is a document that legally protects an idea or invention. A trademark is a phrase, symbol, word, or design that distinguishes a brand from others. However, both are meant to protect intellectual property. You don't have to create or invent something to make money off of a patent or trademark. There are plenty of inventors or creatives that need the cash quickly and are willing to sell theirs. Once you own the rights to a trademark or patent, you can get it licensed, so that anytime someone wants to use your trademark or patent, they have to pay you. It's a passive income that can make people effortlessly rich if they play their cards right. Number 8. Royalties. When people or companies pay you for the right to use your licensed intellectual property, that payment is called a royalty. You probably know that music artists and authors receive royalties for their creative work being played or shared in public spaces. But again, you don't have to be creative to take advantage of royalties. Investors can purchase rights to someone else's intellectual property and profit from the royalties. While this is common in entertainment and creative spaces, there are also oil and natural gas royalties and venture financing options, all of which generate a passive income to keep your wealth growing. Number 9. Digital books, songs, and courses. The internet has really leveled the playing field when it comes to sharing and selling our creative property. Now it's possible, and fairly easy, to self-publish ebooks on Amazon, share songs on Spotify, and launch online courses for virtually anything. The catch with this is that you have to market your product and sell it. Your product is now your business, so you need to come up with a strategy and an execution plan. Wealthy folks have figured out how to create and successfully market their creative products, so all they have to do is deposit the checks when they come in. We've come to our 10th asset that is making people rich, but before we get there, consider subscribing, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. And if you like this content, hit that like button and comment below. Number 10. Networking with people. Tom Corley, the author of Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, has spent years studying successful people and their habits. One of the commonalities he found is that rich people tend to have powerful relationships, connections with people that mutually benefited each party in some way, usually in a professional or financial sense. In an article written for Business Insider, Corley states that 88% of wealthy people believe that building powerful relationships is a factor in their wealth. Knowing the right people can land you the right business partner, a keynote speaker gig, or even an angel investor. Though a subtle method, networking is just one more asset to make people rich. Thanks for watching Cerebral Life, the channel where you learn more and improve your life. See you next time!